Are we building a city for everyone or just a selected few? Hong Kong prioritized economic growth and development. But what about the villages that they live in far away from the urban area? When we think about Hong Kong, the first image that came to our mind is the high-rise buildings, the bustling street, all the city's beautiful skyline, which is one of the most recognizable and breathtaking in the world. But are we overlooking the homes and heritage of the rural area? Well, I suddenly remember that when I was young, I live I feel really relaxed and comfortable to live in a village. For most Hong Kong people, we are building concrete buildings, and we forgot about the rural areas, and we only focus about the urban development. My mom always said, the definition of success is to be a city person, but away from the rural area, where you're farming on the line. You need to study hard and get better degree and go to the financial industry to find a high salary job. That makes me rethink about everything. I still remember that I visited my grandparents' villages during the Chinese New Year, but then the smells of the earth, the sound of the chicken clucking, and the warmth of the villagers together, and they chatted, and they gave the candy to me. I feel I feel kind of warm in my whole life. But now everything is completely changed. My cousins, they leave the villages to the urban area to live a small, tiny apartment. Here is my situation. But what about Hong Kong? Why the issue is so important? It's hard to say. Hong Kong only have the less than 25% the area is developed, and more than 75% of the area is the urban development areas. And we can make a contrast. Let's see from the pictures. Like the urban area, we can see it is as the one goal area in this picture. But the remaining rural area is about 5.5 goal area. And the 695 indigenous villages is like 695 diamonds on the length of the field. As the statistic shows on the Hong Kong Economic Policy Green Paper 2025, like we are lack affordable housings because Hong Kong faces very serious urban development, and also we need to have the rural revitalization until 2013. Is there anyone doing the things to solve this problem? Sure, definitely. There's Wu Ziqiao comes too. Wu Ziqiao is the NGO that mobilizing volunteers to uplift rural revitalization since 2007. They are not just building physical bridges, but also they building the spiritual bridges. They encourage volunteers to sharing and to get a sense of the purpose and get a whole development to communicate and to collaborate with the rural areas, villages, to listen to them. They not only focus about the why, they also go deeper about how they can improve the situation, and also according with the sustainable development goals in that method. From the picture, you can see that it has the solar power system in the Rongshu Ao and Lijizhuo villages. So to get more information about impact of the NGO like Wu Ziqiao, I done a research process. The first is I found that it can restore long abandoned houses in a rural area. to return it to the educational hub for the next young generation to learn about the cultural or the environment situation or the social situation in Hong Kong. And also they done where they preserve a culture like Hakka culture. It's the only in a rural area we can know that. So what did I find from my research? The Wuziqiao done the two project on the two villages, and they both focus on the rural revitalization. But in the two villages, Rongshuao and Lizhiwo, they have the different focus. For the Rongshuao village, they focus more on the cultural perspective, like heritage restoration. They preserve the cultural identity of the rural area villager, and also they get cultural revitalized. They start up some Hakka culture workshop and to let the young teenagers know each year. And the Lizhiwo area, they more focus on the environment perspective, like they transfer abundant farmland to the eco-friendly harbs. Like they can reuse the land to farm more, to get more vegetables, and not only rely on the shipping from the urban area. And also they done the eco-friendly solution. They integrate rainwater harvesting and solar power energy. As I mentioned before, there are only 25% rural area in Hong Kong. And I also introduced about the two villages here. So let's go deeper. What I have done, I also did interviews in a village. I interviewed quite a lot of people, including an old lady. She said that she was young and grew up in a Rongshuao village, and then he studied the kindergarten there and primary school there, and then she immigrated to UK for the study and work there. But he feel that it's not her hometown. And after he retired from UK, he returned to the villages, and he want to do more about the rural revitalization. That is her story. I also heard that from the picture we can see that the old buildings, the barrack, and also we can show that there's the UK soldiers here, and they gather together with the villages. That's such a comfortable environment, I say that. And also they have the serious contract between the old and the new buildings. That is the Wuziqiao, the NGO want to do. They want to transfer it to the educational hub. And also there faces serious challenges here because the villages is far away from the rural area. They need to some infrastructure like shipping materials, all the things here, and also the lack of the government funding or just the financial assistance. The third is the communication barriers, because their Hakka cultures are quite a lot different from the another culture, so they may have some difficulty to communicate. And I also found some constraints and limitation here, because the first is the regulation processes. So rural revitalization is not an easy thing. We need to cooperate with the government only for their approval when we can do more and go further. And also the geographical accessibility. Like I mentioned, they have the long distance. They only rely on the shipping, on the ship to ship the materials. And also they need heavy rely on the heavy time and human resource to manage all the things. So was my project successful? And how can I improve my project? First, I think I need to broaden community engagement. I need to learn more and listen to them and communicate them more about their culture or what they really want and what they really need. And also, I need to go more deeper in the research and give them quantitative data to show their situation now. So what I learned from this experience is that I learned the value of the heritage. It's not only about the identity, but also about the belonging. And also I learned the power of collaboration. We're not just for ourselves. We only collaborate with NGOs and the volunteers and the villages. We can make this whole process successful. And also, I learned that it's broaden perspective on development. We can build in, communicate together, and share the common things. So, what does this all mean? It means that we collaborate together and to do furthermore on the rural revitalized. We're not only cared about the culture and also about sustainable development. For the whole project, we apply the 3 main UN SDG, like the 3 well-being. We increase the villagers' well-being here, and also we increase the infrastructure, and we apply our innovation thoughts and method here, like eco-friendly solar power. For the 11th, we have the sustainable cities and the communities. We're not only focused about the urban area perspective, we're focused on the rural perspective. So let me give you a final thought. Do you think that the whole process is deserved? As you might say that it costs a lot. Why we not give more funding or more money on the urban development to develop our Hong Kong's economic growth? And I want to say, definitely deserve. It's about our heritage and sustainability to show a different perspective on in Hong Kong and to show the whole world that Hong Kong have the ability to care about all perspective and to have the community pride and show that we have the Hong Kong identity to not only focus about now and focus about to building a better future.